now Komon-Tok. In case you don't know.
So we send out on the sound line. Good, eh? It's good pass than the DJI. Left side is set,
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on an occasion like this, the Guard of Honor Parade is organized to show honor and loyalty to His Excellency the President, who is also our Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Chairman of the Defense Council, and Minister of Defense. The Guard of Honor Parade is composed of 101 personnel, including 4 officers and 96 men and women. The parade commander is Major Sylvester Kinema. The parade subaltern is Lieutenant Rachel Samansisi. The parade regimental sergeant major is Warrant Officer Class 1, Alhaji Mohammed Kono. The color party is also part of this Guard of Honor parade. The color party carries and displays the national flag and the Armed Forces flag, which is the regimental flag. The national flag is carried and displayed by Captain Suri Aziz Kapsamora, and it is escorted by Staff Sergeant Sile Samora. The Armed Forces flag is carried and displayed by Captain Festina Siagunia, and it is escorted by Staff Sergeant Mabiti Aisat Abagra. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this morning we are witnessing the flag raising and writ-laying ceremony in honor of our soldiers, police, and civilians who have died in the line of duty for the United Nations, which turns 80 years today. On the 24th October 1945, 80 years today, the United Nations was founded. In the opening line of the preamble of the United Nations Charter, it was encapsulated that the UN was founded to save the succeeding generation from the scourge of war. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Sierra Leone joined the United Nations as the 100th member on the 27th September 1961, exactly 5 months after she became an independent state. 2 years later, that is in 1963, Sierra Leone participated in the first UN operation in the then Congo, now Democratic Republic of Congo, under the umbrella of the United Nations operations in Congo-Tok. In recent years, our soldiers, police, and civilians have dominated the UN peacekeeping theaters in order to save this generation from the scourge of war. Hence, in the line of duty for the UN, several of our soldiers, police, and civilians have paid the ultimate price. Today, as the UN turns 80, this ceremony is organized to remember the service of those fallen heroes and heroines. In like manner, we will also remember all the UN peacekeepers who also paid the ultimate price to save the Sierra Leone generation from the scourge of war during our 11-year civil war. As the UN turns 80 today, we are proud of the heroes we have made in the United Nations. In 1971, we became a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council. And today, we are also a member of that security body in the United Nations. At this point, I will also ask the Sierra Leone Police Band to give us some incidentals as we await the arrival of His Excellency the President, who is our Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Chairman of the Defense Council, and Minister of Defense. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I will now ask the Armed Forces Band to also give us some incidentals. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this morning we are witnessing flag raising and ritual ceremony in honor of our soldiers, police and civilians who have died in the line of duty for the United Nations, which is 80 years today. In a ceremonial occasion like this, the Guard of Honor Parade is organized to show honor and loyalty to His Excellency the President, who is also our Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, the Chairman of the Defense Council, and Minister of Defense. The Guard of Honor Parade is composed of 4 officers and 96 men and women. The parade commander is Major Sir Sylvester Kendema. The parade subaltern is a female officer in person of Lieutenant Rachel Samasise, and in such Guard of Honor parade, The parade subaltern is always a junior officer next to the parade commander. The parade regimental sergeant major is warrant officer class 1 Alhaji Mohammed Kondo. The Guard of Honor parade is also composed of the color party. The color party carries and displays the national flag and the armed forces flag, which we refer to as the regimental flag. At this parade, the national flag is carried and displayed by Captain Suri Aziz Samura, and it is escorted by Staff Sergeant Sine Samura. The Armed Forces flag or regimental flag is carried and displayed by Captain Festina Siabulia, and it is escorted by Staff Sergeant Aisata Bahura. While we are reached, the arrival of His Excellency the President, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Chairman of the Defense Council, and Minister of Defense, I will also entreat the Sierra Leone Police Band to continue giving us some incidentals. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at any moment, I will announce the arrival of His Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency the President and Commander-in-Chief has arrived. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen,
and existence they take place. The camp for Kangi a keynote speech, the keynote speech for this auspicious celebration of UN 80 years. The parade commander, Major Mr. 𝐿𝐾𝐽 is marching forward to take permission from His Excellency the President for an inspection of the
Your Excellency the President, Commander-in-Chief for the Forces of the Armed Forces, Grand Commander of the Republic, House in Head of Unity, Freedom and Justice, Minister of Defense, Father of Democracy, Chairman the World Council of Aerospace, Head of Komon-Tok, invited by headquarters of Influence in the comprised of 4 officers and 6 other including the Armed Forces in the Military Department, commanded by I.S.L. 1449, Major S.S. Kedima, 4 getting for registration. Sir!
Distinguished guests, shall we please take our seats? His Excellency the President has granted permission and he is now going to inspect the Gala of Honor parade.
Well, Fumble,
on occasion like this parade is organized.
that's now His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio don't just take in guard of honor, and you see where the military officer just on seeking permission and ask him for inspect the guard of honor. So now, as you see, the president they go around the military, they inspect the guard of honor. This now a procedure, a process where always the president can take wherever in every function outside the military there and it certain functions them. So to me and you, to many of we shall say this is not strange. They expect now the guard of honor. They go through all of them. You see them all. And as you know, His Excellency himself now be one time a military man and still a military man. He served the military at a very young age. And say he become the head of state, say under the NPRC for some time, hand over power to late President Ahmed Tijan Kaba. So all these way the presidents they do, strange to them. This is something where maybe himself we don't stand there at a point in time for another president, and today they see when himself they do the same thing they expect. So as to this now the celebration of the United Nations 8 years, the government, foreign affairs and international corporations, and the military and other development partners come together. They celebrate the United Nations member states and members across the world. Because 8 years, when I say somebody, 8 years, not so picking business that one day. Now, all pa or all mommy. So UN says now all mommy today across the world. The UN they look at international peace. They look at security, sustainable development, and also they uphold international law across the world. And former in 1945, after Nation League, then failed to prevent the Second World War. So
number 42 millions. Today, we are gracing this the armed forces has just completed inspection of the guard of honor parade.
Ladies, as I will tell now, the president just don't conclude the inspection of the guard of honor. Now, this now a way for respect him, honor him, and it come now for do the final part of the Guard of Honor forum. And as you see now, they go taking seats, where after we go officially, the program go kick off now. As I tell you, the United Nations today, they celebrate the 80 years. Celebrate member states across the world. And they prepare for the national anthem now.
Relations and information of the Republic of Senegal Armed Forces. Congratulations to those as Minister of Ceremony with Mr. Usman by the pleasure of following all the stars in the Komon-Tok people, but now works with the United Nations Resident Officer Center as Program Communications and Advocacy Officer. Distinguished guests, this prestigious morning policeman, formerly the River Force Occupancy. This pitch was originally designed for hockey and other sporting activities, serving both military personnel and the broader community. For decades, it stood as a symbol of recreation and physical fitness within the military, hosting inter-service games and fostering camaraderie among troops. In 2023, with the support of His Excellency the President, peace parade grounds was converted to a formal parade square. Today, the sacred grounds is hosting the United Nations system and the government of Sierra Leone for a flag-raising ceremony marking the 80th anniversary of the founding of the United Nations. At this point, let me commence the ceremony with Christian and Muslim prayers. So I now request the Forces Chief Imam, Lieutenant Colonel Alhaji Abubakar Sadiq Kamara, and the Forces Chief Chaplain, Reverend Father Desmond Solomon Lady, to lead us in the prayers.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let us pray. Almighty and eternal God, we gather here today in gratitude and reverence as we mark 80 years of the United Nations, an institution born from the ashes of conflict and brings upon the hope of lasting peace among all nations. We thank you for the vision of humanity that inspired its founding, for the men and women who have served under its power. And that we also continue to labor for peace, justice, and human dignity across the world. As we raise the flag of the United Nations, may it remind us of our shared humanity and our common destiny, that beyond borders, languages, and creeds, we are all people under the care. As we with remembrance, we honor the sacrifices of those who have given their lives in pursuit of peace and freedom. May their legacy guide us to work tirelessly for reconciliation, compassion, and understanding among our peoples. Grant wisdom to the leaders of the nations, courage to peacekeepers in the field, and steadfast commitment to always serve the cause of humanity. Bless these gathered around, and bless our President, and bless our nation, and the world with peace, true and lasting peace. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Swear, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. May God bless you all.
Assalamu alaikum. Well, most gracious and most merciful, please permit me to stand on an existing protocol as I greet you in the name of Allah, the most gracious and most merciful. We are assembled here this morning in honor of the United Nations 8th-year anniversary with a flag raising and wreath laying ceremony
And this event is a significant occasion to celebrate the organizational achievement and reaffirm our commitment to the United Nations principle and value. Allah bless this world-governing body that was formed in 1945 for peace and stability all over the world. Amen. Allah bless this organization that has respected the core value of the United Nations: integrity, professionalism, and respect for diversity. Now, special prayer for President of the Republic of Sierra Leone and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, and so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will continue to endow him with the wisdom, security, and the protection of this nation, mashallah. And let us all recite Al-Fatiha together for success of this occasion. MashaAllah. Al-Fatiha Jahram. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladina an'amta alayhim. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. شكرا.
Thank you so much to our religious leaders. Your Excellency the President, Madam First Lady and the President of OFLA, Ministers of Government, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, members of Parliament, the heads of the security forces and all its officers, men and women, I worship the Mayor of the city of Freetown, UN colleagues, our friends in the private sector. As the United Nations marked 80 years, we pause not at the summit, but at a milestone. From the rubble of war, the UN has lifted humanity, rebuilding lives, carrying vaccines to the last mile, protecting children with peacekeepers, giving voice to dignity through the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. We are not perfect, but this global tunnel remains the only place where 193 nations can find a way forward. The UN Charter is still our compass. The SDGs are still our toolbox. The summit is still ahead, a world of dignity, justice, and peace for all. To get there, we must make every step count with courage, unity, and determination. With these words from the UN Deputy Secretary General Amina Mohammed in a social media post, it is now my distinct honor to welcome you to this commemorative ceremony marking the 80th anniversary of the United Nations. Today, we gather in solemn reflection and in celebration of a global institution that has stood as a beacon of peace, cooperation, and shared humanity.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to join you on this occasion of profound significance. Honor the King, building our future together, we reaffirm the partnership between the United Nations and the Republic of Sierra Leone. A relationship forged in times of change and strengthened through decades of collaboration in pursuit of peace, development, and human dignity.
The flag raising and ribbon ceremonies marking the UN as 80 today are deeply symbolic acts that honor the memory of Sierra Leonean servicemen and women, including civilians who have died in UN peacekeeping since 1948, while reaffirming the nation's enduring commitment to global peace, solidarity, and multilateral cooperation.
Your Excellency the President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, these solemn rituals not only pay tribute to the sacrifices made by the country's military and police personnel in international missions, but also serve as a public reaffirmation of Solomon's transformation from post-conflict nation to a respected contributor to global peacekeeping, embodying the values of unity, dignity, shared responsibility championed by the United Nations.
Now, the moment of silence. With your permission, His Excellency, may I kindly invite all present to rise and observe a moment of silence in honor of those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the service of peace and freedom. Let us remember the fallen and reflect on the solemn duty we share to uphold the values for which they spoke. A moment of silence, please. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Thank you for joining in this moment of silence. Thank you. And that quiet reflection, thank you. In that quiet reflection, we honor the lives, courage, and sacrifice of those who have stood for peace, justice, and the values we hold dear. They are no longer with us. Their legacy endures in our commitment to unity, service, and the pursuit of a better world. May their memory continue to guide our action and inspire our vision.
Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we now proceed to the next item, which is the ceremony and raising of the flags to half-mast in honor of the memory of the 52 ceremonial peacekeepers and civilians who have given their lives in main service since 1948. They embody the ideals of peace and they continue to inspire generations to come. First, the flags will be raised to full mast with the symbol of the library to recall the beginning of the service to the nation and the United Nations. Thereafter, the flags will be lowered to half-mast to remember the end of the service to the nation and the United Nations. At this point, Your Excellency, with your permission, we now request that the flags be raised to full mast with the sign of revenue and one to half mast with the sign of the last post. With His Excellency's permission, shall we please rise? Shall we please take our seats?
Now there's a solemn tribute to the courage and dedication of those who served and sacrificed for peace. This gesture is not only one of reverence, but it is also a reaffirmation of our shared commitment to peace building, reconciliation, and the pursuit of a just and inclusive future. I now respectfully invite the following to lay the act of remembrance in the following order. His Excellency the President, Madam First Lady, the UN Residence Coordinator, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, the Chief of Defense Staff, and the Inspector General of Police. Shall we please rise as His Excellency move forward to lay the grave? Madam First Lady, President, His Excellency. First Lady, please. Please be seated. Now the United Nations Residence Coordinator. The Dean of the Diplomatic Corps. The Chief of Defense Staff.
Your Excellency the President, Madam First Lady, the Union Resident Coordinator, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, the Chief of Defense Staff, and the Inspector General of Police, on behalf of the United Nations, we thank you very much for laying the rates in memory of the 42 Sierra who have died in line of duty for the United Nations. We will now proceed to the next item, which is the musical interlude. I will now introduce Ms. Mary McKellar to do us "I Look to You," originally done by the late Whitney Austin.
We celebrate united nations. We stand as one and divided it's years of sadness. Take me forever, I need you to shine on me. I look to you. After all the strength is gone, you I can't be strong. I look to you. You are here, song. We celebrate united nations. We stand as one, divided we fall. It's years of sadness strong. We feel like 𝐿𝐼𝐶. We celebrate united nations. We stand as one, divided we fall. It's years of sadness strong. We feel like 𝐿𝐼𝐶. I look to you. I look to you. I look to you.
I could definitely feel the chase. By the way, I learned that Miss Kane as the beauty pageant representing Kaduna District. With your permission, His Excellency, I now invite the UN of the 𝐔𝐧𝐢𝐭𝐞𝐿.
area of the city of Freetown, UN colleagues, our friends in the private sector, good morning. I'm honored to welcome you to this joint celebration of the UN at 80. Let me take this opportunity to thank Your Excellency, the President, and Madam First Lady for taking time out of your busy schedule to celebrate with us on this memorable day. I also wish to thank the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for co-creating this celebration with the United Nations and for the steadfast partnership. I also appreciate the UN member states to consistently supporting the UN Charter's principles. I also thank the leadership of the security forces, the armed forces of the Republic of Sierra Leone, and the Sierra Leone Police Force for their tireless collaborations and leadership to organize this wreath-laying ceremony. To development partners, we are grateful for the partnership and cooperation in supporting the development aspiration of the government and the people of Sierra Leone. So they said you should tell you. Yes. Sorry for the technology, which was a bit challenging. A special thanks to the private sector. I would name UBA, Afisel, Local Commercial Bank, EcoBank, and the New Brookfields Hotel for their partnership and support toward the preparation of this important milestone. To my UN colleagues, I want to acknowledge and thank you all for your hard work in reaching and supporting the people we serve. Your commitment to take development programs to the last miles of over years has earned the United Nations in Sierra Leone's development process. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, today, 24th October 2025, marks 80 years since the United Nations was established. 80 years of supporting peace and security, human rights, and sustainable development across the world is a remarkable achievement that should make all of us proud. We also celebrate 64 years of partnership and solidarity between the United Nations and Sierra Leone. This partnership goes from strengthened institutions and public services to emergency response in times of crisis, to programs that advance health, education, climate change, climate resilience, gender and youth empowerment, and livelihoods, all those contributing to Sierra Leone's steady progress towards sustainable development. This cordial relationship has propelled Sierra Leone to occupy very important leadership positions at the highest levels at the UN General Assembly. Today's historic moment Sierra Leone's seat on the United Nations Security Council is a powerful testament to the progress this partnership has helped make possible and to Sierra Leone's growing voice on the global stage. This achievement underscores our shared commitment to peace, security, and inclusive development. Allow me to use this opportunity to congratulate Your Excellency for the remarkable role Sierra Leone has played at the Security Council as a non-permanent member. Your leadership in pursuing national, regional, and global peace is outstanding. And for this, I want to thank you and your government. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, this year's UN Day celebration is unique and different to previous years. What we are witnessing today is a testament to it. The festivities commenced last Thursday at Njara University Auditorium in Both, followed by an engaging day at the New Brookfield Hotel in Freetown with the preliminary rounds of the inter-secondary schools quiz and inter-university debate competitions. It was a scene of excitement and joy as young participants enthusiastically celebrated their advancement to the semi-final held yesterday in Freetown. I cordially invite you all today to the Miaka Civic Center for the finals, where winners will be honored with prizes and trophies, symbols of pride and joy to be shared as they return to their respective schools. And additionally, I extend an invitation to explore the trade fair, partake in the medical health check, and enjoy tomorrow afternoon's festivities featuring music, comedy, and dance. And today, as we witness now, it's the wreath laying to remember all those men and women who have lost their precious lives while serving humanity. And among those 42 were Sierra Leonean nationals who served with various peacekeeping missions. May their blessed souls rest in peace. Before I conclude, I invite you to reflect on the message from the Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, on this occasion, and I quote, "UN at 80 is a call to renew our commitment to multilateralism, to protect and advance human rights, and to accelerate action on peace and sustainable development for all." End of quote. So let us use this celebration not only to mark 80 decades of United Nations, but to reaffirm our collective resolve to pursue peace, to drive sustainable development, and to leave no one behind. I invite everyone here to continue the celebrations, to engage in meaningful reflection, and to translate today's spirit of unity into concrete action for the people of Sierra Leone and for our shared world. I thank you all, and I wish you a happy UN Day celebration.
Thank you very much, the Resident Coordinator in Sierra Leone, for delivering a message from the Secretary General of the United Nations. We will now proceed to the second and final musical interlude titled "It Is Well." This song was originally done by our national icon, 𝐷𝐿. He's not here today to grace this occasion, but he has given his blessing to Mr. to do the song. Please invite him to come to the stage and give us the second and final musical interlude.
Just hold Jesus until the end, and the pain you're going through is only mentally, and the joy awaiting you is the joy you can't refuse, because we just for night, and joy comes in the morning. So hold on, hold on, hold on. It is well, it is well. It is well, it is well. You can count on me. It is well, it is well. Oh. It is well, it is well. Oh my God, good God, and He has for you. When you need Him just for me, He'll be there for you. Everything you're going through is only meant for me. And whenever you need me, just follow me. I'm there for you. Oh Lord, to be is just for night. Before it comes in the morning. Hold on, hold on, hold on. It's just for night. Before it comes in the morning. Hold on, hold on, hold on. It is well, it is well. Oh, it is well, it is well. You can count on me. It is well, it is well. It is well, it is well. You can count on me.
Thank you very much. It is now my profound honor and privilege to invite to the podium for the address our dear Governor, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Republic, the ECOWAS Chair and President of our nation, His Excellency the President, retired Brigadier Dr. Julius.
Let's sit down, please. Madam First Lady, Madam Serafine Wakana, the United Nations Resident Coordinator, representing the United Nations Secretary General, Ministers of Government, Honorable Members of Parliament, Your Worship, the Mayor of our municipality of Freetown, our revered traditional and religious leaders, members of the diplomatic and consular corps, members of the security and intelligence services, members of the Fourth Estate, civil society organizations, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, good morning. Happy United Nations Day. Today, we do not just raise the flag of the United Nations. We raise our hearts in gratitude to the United Nations. When the UN was founded, the world chose cooperation over conflict and hope over hatred. If the United Nations had not been created, the world, including Sierra Leone, will still be longing for it today. That same spirit of peace and partnership brings us together this morning, right here at Wilberforce, to reflect on what the United Nations has meant to the world and what it has meant for us as Sierra Leoneans. Our story as a nation is inseparable from the story of the United Nations. In 1961, just months after independence, Sierra Leone proudly became the 100th member state of the United Nations. Our founding Prime Minister, Sir Martin Magai, declared that Sierra Leone would always stand for justice, equality, and humanity. Values that remain the backbone of our foreign policy to date. When our country was torn by conflict, the United Nations stood beside us. The blue helmets of the United Nations mission in Sierra Leone, UNAMSI, walked the streets and villages, disarmed 75,000 combatants, and helped us return to peace. They worked with ECOWAS to restore democracy, rebuild our institutions, and give our people a chance. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission and Special Court for Sierra Leone brought healing back and also justice where there had been pain and suffering. And when the UN mission finally closed in 2014, it was not a withdrawal, but victory for a nation that had moved from war to peace and from fragility to stability. Today, Sierra Leone is no longer a recipient of peace. We are a giver of peace. Our men and women in uniform serve proudly in the United Nations peacekeeping missions, carrying the lessons of our journey to nations that are in need. This is a Sierra Leone that the world knows and recognizes. Resilient, responsible, and respected. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this commemoration, Building Our Future Together, speaks directly to the heart of our national mission. Because building our future together is not just for the United Nations, it is for us, the people of Sierra Leone. We have seen what division can destroy. Now we must show the world what unity can build. Our big 5 game changers priorities are designed to make that unity real in the lives of ordinary people in Sierra Leone. Through our Feed Salon program, we are empowering farmers from Boliland to Pujang, from Koinadugu to Kamakwe, so that Sierra Leone can feed itself again. Through free quality education, we are shaping a future where no child is left behind because of poverty and geography. Our investment in health ensures that no mother dies while giving life, and no child is left to suffer from preventable diseases. Working with the United Nations agencies, we continue to strengthen healthcare, immunization, and maternal services. Across the nation, we are lighting up homes, schools, and clinics for renewable energy, because energy is life and light is dignity. As we embrace the digital age, we are connecting Sierra Leone to the world, expanding broadband, digital identity, and innovation hubs for our young people. Sierra Leone today chairs the ECOWAS Authority and coordinates the African Union Committee of 10 on UN Security Council reform. We are carrying Africa's voice to the world, a voice that says nothing about us without us. With 54 nations and over 1 billion people, Africa deserves permanent seats on the Security Council of the United Nations. Ladies and gentlemen, this is no longer a plea. It is a principle of justice and equality. A reformed and inclusive United Nations would be stronger, fairer, and more legitimate. Within the ECOWAS sub-region, our shared mission is clear and simple: to defend democracy, uphold constitutional order, and preserve the peace and dignity of our people. Of course, we face common threats like terrorism, violent extremism, climate change, economic shocks, but we also share a common destiny. Under my chairmanship, ECOWAS remains committed in promoting unity, dialogue, good governance, and peaceful resolution of disputes. We continue to engage with our brothers and sisters in transition, encouraging a swift return to constitutional rule guided by African solidarity and mutual respect. We are strengthening economic cooperation so that ECOWAS economic integration translates into real opportunities for ECOWAS citizens. We also call for stronger UN-AU ECOWAS collaboration to ensure predictable support for Africa's peace and security agenda. When the United Nations and ECOWAS work hand in hand, the cause of peace in West Africa advances. And Sierra Leone stands ready to lead, to listen, and to build bridges of understanding across our region. When we raise the United Nations flag beside our national flag today, we affirm both sovereignty and solidarity. Our flags flying together reminds us that Sierra Leone's destiny is bound with the world's destiny. And when we lay our wreaths, we honor the peacekeepers, humanitarian workers, and innocent souls, Sierra Leoneans and other nationalities who gave their lives so that our nation might live in peace. We remember with reverence the men and women of UNAMSI who served bravely in our darkest hour. Many of them from distant lands made ultimate sacrifice so that our children could know freedom and our people could live without fear. We honor their courage, their humanity, and their enduring legacy of peace. And today, we also honor our own Sierra Leonean peacekeepers who have worn the blue helmets, those who have served and those who fell in faraway lands under the United Nations flag, carrying the spirit of Sierra Leone to the world. They remind us that peace has a price, and that service to humanity is the highest form of patriotism. And when we cut the UN at 80 cake later, we celebrate the enduring power of cooperation, the patient, unseen labor of multilateralism that transforms goodwill into progress and promises. Only moved that our youth have been at the center stage in this commemoration, debating ideas, displaying innovation, and celebrating Sierra Leonean creativity. In their passion, we see the renewal of our nation's promise and enduring flame of multilateral cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, the United Nations has been a steadfast companion on our path of recovery, resilience, and renewal. On behalf of the government and people of Sierra Leone, I extend deep appreciation to all UN entities for their enduring partnership and friendship. We thank the UNDP for rebuilding governance institutions and advancing decentralization. UNICEF for nurturing our children and safeguarding their rights. WHO for guiding us through health crises and strengthening healthcare systems. We appreciate UNFPA for championing safety. WFP and FAO for nurturing our people and supporting Faith Salon. UN Women for empowering Sierra Leonean women to lead and transform communities. We commend UNIDO and UNOX for building industries, skills, and infrastructure. UNHCR and IOM for protecting displaced persons and migrants. with compassion. UNESCO for promoting education, culture, and science across our nation. Together, these UN agencies have been more than development partners. They have been family. From post-war peace building to the Ebola and COVID-19 responses, from free quality education to the rollout of digital governance, their footprints are visible in every region of Sierra Leone. We honor every UN agency's team, Sierra Leoneans and internationals alike, whose service continue to uplift lives every day in Sierra Leone. Once again, on behalf of the grateful nation and its people at home and abroad, I say thank you. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, this 80th anniversary is both a mirror and a mandate. It reminds us of how far we have come, from war to peace, from fragility to stability, from isolation to leadership. But also challenges us to go further, to build a nation that is more united, productive, and just. Let us deepen the rule of law, strengthen integrity, and fight corruption wherever it hides. Let us open the doors of opportunity for our youth, empower our women to lead and thrive. Let us keep investing in agriculture, roads, sports, energy, and technology, the backbone of national transformation. And above all, let us love this country enough to work for her, not only in words, but in action. Ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate the United Nations as 80, we must also look ahead to what the world should look like when the United Nations turn 100 in 2045. I see and dream of a United Nations that is renewed and reborn, not only as a house of nations, but as a home for humanity. A UN that listens more, includes more, and delivers more. A UN that bridges continents and closes divides between the rich and the poor, men and the women, technology and humanity, people and planet. A UN where Africa sits not at the edge of the table, but at its center, shaping the agenda, not waiting for it. I see a UN that measures its success not by resolutions passed, but by lives changed. By the child in Makeni who lands under a solar light, by the farmer in Kailan who thrives because the rains come in season, and the young woman in Candia who leads our community with pride. The UN we build for the next 20 years must be greener, fairer, and closer to the people it serves. It must be digital and humane, principled and practical, a United Nations that keeps faith with its name, united and truly for all nations. Ladies and gentlemen, Sierra Leone will continue to stand tall among nations, speaking with independence, conviction, and courage. We will continue to serve with humility in the councils of the world and to build peace and prosperity at home. 80 years ago, the nations came together, weary of war, but full of hope. So today, let us renew that hope in every classroom, every farm, every clinic, office, and every community. Let this UN at 80 celebration remind us that we are a part of a greater human family, and that together we can build a future where every Sierra Leonean child learns, where every mother survives, and every person has a reason to dream. Together, let us raise our flags high, bow our heads in remembrance, and lift our hearts in unity. Our journey continues, and together we shall build a Sierra Leone that is stronger and more prosperous for generations to come. Ladies and gentlemen, as we raise the United Nations flag and lay our wreaths, let us do so with pride in the land that we love, Sierra Leone, the land of unity, freedom, and justice. May God bless the Republic of Sierra Leone, and may God bless the United Nations. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, His Excellency the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, for that keynote address. We will move to the next item, which is the continent of the 80th anniversary cake of the United Nations. But before that happens, I invite the Armed Forces Band to give us some incidentals. The Armed Forces Band. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Simon. Next item is the question of the ambassador. I will invite the resident coordinator to bring the cake. Now, I respectfully invite His Excellency the President to join the RC.
Yes, please. Now for the cutting of the cake. We shall start with 3 counts. Start with 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much, Your Excellency and Madam Resident Coordinator. Please. I shall now invite the Press Secretary to continue the rest of the program.
Thank you very much, Chair, distinguished guests. His Excellency has consented for photo sessions that will immediately follow after the national anthem. These photo sessions will be conducted in the following manner. The first will be His Excellency the President, Madam First Lady, and the ENRC. The second will be His Excellency the President, Madam First Lady, ENRC, and heads or representatives of the various agencies. The third will be His Excellency the President, Madam First Lady, ENRC, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and the Dean of Diplomatic and Cultural Trade. The fourth will be His Excellency the President, Madam First Lady, ENRC, the Chief of Defense Staff and Inspector General of Police. The photo session will be conducted at the front of the lady. Please rise for the national anthem. Yes, all guests. We advise all guests to return back to their seats whilst we usher His Excellency the President, Madam First Lady and UNRC to commence the photo session. Whilst the President proceeds, we also kindly request for heads of all UN agencies to be in readiness. Heads of UN agencies to be in readiness. WFP, WHO, UNDP, UNICEF, IOM, UNIDO, ICC, ILO, UN. The Dean will be in readiness. Dean to join His Excellency the President, Madam First Lady, and the UNRC.
This way, the duck, yes. It's my passage. Yeah.
The Acting Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Dean to join for the third photo session. And the CDS and the ING may also proceed down for the final photo session. We request that the Acting Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Dean may withdraw from that session for the ING and the CDS. So, jump. Okay. Thank you very much, Your Excellency and First Lady. May we now rise for the departure of His Excellency the President and Madam First Lady. The silent policeman would avail us some nice and soft tunes while His Excellency the President and Madam First Lady come. Go to the end of this program. Commander, please.
Fambul, we don't come to the end of the program today. We just so happen our Oki pitch, and make I give you a recap of what happened. First of all, make I tell you, President Bio give in keynote speech today. Now the 80 years United Nations 80 years celebration. The president first a beginning speech. It starts for tell we say Sierra Leone story. Different from we're not going to make us separate from United Nations because they're all too intertwined. And you also acknowledge the efforts of Sierra Leone, United Nations, Sierra Leone, especially remember all when UNAMSIL being come now this country. He said then they go far and wide beyond hard to reach areas them. Whose side and they tried and put all efforts together for ensure say the peace process in Sierra Leone become a success. We get peace at the end, then done. And he said they not go, then continue with development activities them. And the president also talks say for work with the United Nations, he go work with them. Sierra Leone go work with them for strengthening areas them where that they focus on, where including the health, maternal mortality, and all of those areas. And also, President say as chairman of ECOWAS, he will also make a lot of effort for ensure the progress, especially peace in the region of West Africa. He also highlights that one day. And President also, he continued for strongly call for the permanent seats in the United Nations Council, where that one they don't make that call since about a year or two ago. They don't make the call. He say Africa forget a permanent seat in the United Nations. And he say also, as ECOWAS chairman, he will promote dialogue within West African countries and strengthen the economic cooperation. President Bio also say, the highlights say Sierra Leone go lead for bring peace within the West African region, and the president solemnly remember the one that will die within during the wars them at the country in the United Nations where they fight for ensure peace in the world. He remember them, and also a honor Sierra Leone peacekeeping missions them where after the 11 years or we make now that make me and you two team up today. We they go about with normal business, and he appreciates the United Nations for them tremendous, for them boku efforts them where they do this Sierra Leone, and not only Sierra Leone, the entire West Africa. And the program also it look at other areas them. As we know, you know go do celebration, you know cut cake. In fact, now that's the end the program, they cut cake. You self way they celebrate your birthday, you they cut cake. So then cut cake, the president cuts the cake, and also the United Nations resident coordinator, Madam Sarafini Wakana, himself also cut cake. Then we also see inside the president, the first lady, the resident coordinator, and other dignitaries them. They can lay the wreath in so then do them one by one. First we see the president. The essence of that one day now for remember the fallen heroes there within the UN where die for ensure say the world they in peace. And also we see again that we raise the flag and half-mast, the Sierra Leone flag and the United Nations flag together, where they raise them in half-mast, where they mean half, they completely reach the pole as normal one for day. So that also it means say the UN and Sierra Leone they contribute for acknowledge the contribution which Sierra Leone they make to the UN. The whole way don't play now the United Nations, the United Security Council. This also symbolize the the country in progress where it makes from the conflicts from the 11 years war and where stability don't they. I think now the major things and then where we go highlight from the program. As they say, United Nations gets boku agencies them where they operate now this country in the different areas. Them, if I can call them for you, we get African Development Bank, we get FAO, we get ILO, we get IMF, we get IOM, UN Women, UNAID, UNDP, UNFPA, UNICEF, UNIDO, we get UNOPS, WFP, UNCDF, WHO, IFAD, UNESCO, World Bank, and ITC. FAMBUL na the agency that they under United Nations, where the Sierra Leone and also then other countries in the world, where they ensure say in their areas them of interest, then they do them so well, and then they ensure they partner with Sierra Leone for bring development come na the country, like security, like food, and all of them things. So now, so the program will come to an end. Usai, all of this we can commemorate. Again, if I can take you back, Sierra Leone, United Nations, they formed in 1945, after where League of Nations they failed for prevent the Second World War. So they formed. When they formed in September 27, 1961, Sierra Leone became a member. We make them the 100th member of the United Nations. Where till today, Sierra Leone don't gain the become head of the United Security Council 2 times, and progressively Sierra Leone don't make a mark in the United Nations. So famulem now, so we bring down the cutting of this live stream Facebook today from State House as na 𝐷𝐿 we do am today.
We the talk and right, we the talk and play from Sierra Leone to everywhere. Oh yeah. Komon-Tok, come make we hear. From the streets of Freetown to the world beyond, we dey yarn about the things we dey hold strong. Political talks, we no go shy. Migration stories should no go die. Entertainment, we go dance to the beat. Health and well-being, make we rise from we sit. It's not a platform, we go speak the truth for the young and the old. Now we voice we do. Komon-Tok, you gon' hear we loud. We no go hide, we gon' make you proud. From Salon to the world, we dey stand tall. Come here we are. Come here we message for. From politics to health, we stand firm. Migration of us, we come from. Komon-Tok, the place to be. We the young and care for you and me. Komon-Tok. We the talk and rap, we the talk and rap. From Sierra Leone to everywhere, oh yeah. Komon-Tok, come make we hear. From the streets of Freetown to the world beyond, we the yarn about the things we the hold strong. Political talks, we no go shy. Migration stories should no go die. Entertainment, we go dance to the beat. Health and well-being, make we rise from we sit. This now we platform, we go speak the truth. For the young and the old, now we voice be the roots. Komon-Tok, you go hear we loud. We no go hide, we go make you proud. From Salon to the world, we just stand tall. Come here we are, now we message for all. Komon-Tok, this now we voice. R&B soak, we make the choice. From politics to health, we dey stand firm. Migration and vibes, we dey come from. Komon-Tok, now the place to